Cheat code 1, tape your mouth shut. This sounds insane. It's not. Humans evolved to breathe through their noses, not their mouths. But modern life changed that. Screens, stress, poor posture. We became a species of mouth breathers. And that single shift is quietly destroying your sleep, your oxygen intake, your facial structure, and your energy levels. Here's the science. Nasal breathing produces nitric oxide, a molecule that dilates blood vessels, improves oxygen absorption, and filters pathogens before they reach your lungs. Mouth breathing bypasses all of that. Research on nasal breathing confirms it stabilizes the airway, reduces snoring by up to 47%, and prevents the microarousals that fragment your sleep without you knowing. The fix: a small piece of medical tape over your lips before bed. Forces nasal breathing. Sounds extreme. Works extremely well. Not for everyone. If you have sleep apnea, allergies, or a deviated septum, consult a doctor first. But if you wake up tired despite 8 hours of sleep, this might be the reason. Fix your breathing and watch everything else improve. But breathing is only the surface. The deeper system is inside you. Cheat code 2, your second brain. You have a second brain. Most people have never heard of it. It lives in your gut. It's called the enteric nervous system, a network of over 500 million neurons lining your digestive tract. And it communicates directly with your brain through the vagus nerve, the superhighway connecting your gut to your brainstem. Here's the fact that changes everything. Over 90% of your body's serotonin is produced in your gut, not your brain. Neuroscientist Dr. Michael Gershon at Columbia University has spent decades studying this system. His conclusion: what you eat doesn't just affect your body, it directly shapes your mood, your focus, and your mental clarity. A weekend of junk food isn't just bad for your waistline. It's disrupting the bacteria that produce the neurotransmitters keeping you mentally stable. Fermented foods, fiber, polyphenols, these feed the microbes that support cognitive function and emotional regulation. When people say they feel like garbage after eating garbage, they're neurochemically correct. Feed the second brain, and your mind will follow. But your gut isn't the only system most men ignore. The next cheat code takes 30 seconds and resets your entire nervous system. Cheat code 3, the face plunge. Everyone's doing cold plunges now. Ice baths, cryotherapy, all of it. And the science is real. But the method is inefficient. You don't need a tank. You don't need ice delivered to your apartment. You need a bowl of cold water and 30 seconds. Here's why it works. Submerging your face in cold water activates the mammalian dive reflex, a primal neurological response hardwired into every mammal on Earth. When cold water hits your face, particularly around the eyes and nose, your vagus nerve fires instantly. Heart rate drops, blood vessels constrict. Your nervous system shifts from sympathetic, fight or flight, to parasympathetic, rest and digest. Research shows cold exposure can elevate norepinephrine significantly, the neurotransmitter linked to focus, alertness, and mood. But here's the smart hack. You get most of that neurological benefit from the face alone. Fill a bowl with cold water. Ice optional. Submerge your face for 10 to 30 seconds. Anxiety before a high-stakes meeting? Face plunge. Can't focus at 2 p.m.? Face plunge. Racing thoughts before sleep? Face plunge. 30 seconds. But resetting your nervous system is only one piece. The next cheat code is something most men already own but completely misunderstand. Cheat code 4. Creatine is a brain drug. You thought creatine was for gym bros. It's not. It's for your brain. Creatine is one of the most studied supplements in the world, and for decades it was marketed exclusively for muscle growth. But the research has quietly revealed something far more interesting. Your brain burns enormous amounts of ATP, the cellular fuel that powers every thought, decision, and memory you make. Creatine helps recycle ATP faster, which means your brain runs more efficiently under stress, fatigue, and cognitive load. Dr. Caroline Ray at the University of Sydney conducted double-blind trials showing creatine supplementation significantly improved working memory and processing speed, especially under sleep deprivation. 5 grams per day, no loading phase needed, no cycling, no timing required. It's not just about gains, it's about keeping your mind sharp when everything else is trying to make it dull. Speaking of dull, the next cheat code explains why nothing feels exciting anymore and how to fix it. Cheat code 5, the dopamine reset. Your brain is running on empty, not because you're lazy, because you've been overstimulated. Neuroscience. Dopamine isn't a pleasure chemical, it's a motivation signal. It drives effort, anticipation, and goal-directed behavior. Stanford neuroscientist Dr. Anna Lembke, author of Dopamine Nation, explains that every spike in dopamine is followed by a compensatory dip. The higher the spike, the deeper the dip. Constant scrolling, constant novelty, constant sugar, constant stimulation. Your brain adapts by downregulator so long that nothing registers as rewarding anymore. Here's the NNG dopamine receptors. Suddenly, nothing feels as good as it used to. You feel foggy, unmotivated, flat, restless. Turn off all notifications for one day. Do one task without music or background noise. Take a 24-hour break from social media. Even a few hours of low stimulation allows your dopamine receptors to begin recalibrating. When they do, food tastes better, work feels meaningful again, focus returns without effort. You don't need a dopamine detox retreat. You need one quiet afternoon, reset the system, and everything downstream improves, including your sleep, which the next cheat code approaches from an angle nobody teaches you. Cheat code 6, wake up at the right time. You didn't sleep badly. You woke up at the wrong time. Here's what's actually happening inside your body every night. Your brain cycles through distinct sleep stages roughly every 90 minutes. Light sleep, deep sleep, REM sleep. Then it loops again. Sleep researcher Matthew Walker at UC Berkeley, author of Why We Sleep, explains that waking in the middle of deep sleep creates what he calls sleep inertia, the crushing grogginess that makes 8 hours feel worse than 6. Use 90-minute blocks as your guide when setting your alarm. Need to be up at 6 a.m.? Aim to fall asleep at 10:30 p.m. or midnight. Both land you closer to the end of a sleep cycle, not in the middle. You might feel more rested from 7.5 hours than from 9. Not because you need less sleep, because you're exiting at the right moment. One more cheat code, the simplest one, and the one most men skip every single morning. Cheat code 7, morning sunlight. Forget energy drinks. Forget coffee as your first move. Get outside within 1 hour of waking. 10 minutes, eyes toward the sky. Not at the sun, toward it. Here's what happens in your brain when you do this. Morning sunlight hits specialized photoreceptors in your retina called IPRGCs, intrinsically photosensitive retinal ganglion cells. These cells signal your suprachiasmatic nucleus, your brain's master clock, to shut down melatonin production and initiate a cortisol pulse, not the chronic stress cortisol that destroys you, the healthy morning cortisol that wakes your system, sharpens alertness, and sets a precise timer for when you'll feel sleepy that night. Dr. Andrew Huberman has made this the single most consistent recommendation in his research: morning sunlight before anything else. Even on a cloudy day, outdoor light is 10 to 50 times stronger than indoor lighting. Your body needs that signal. Miss it, and your circadian rhythm drifts. Your sleep degrades, your testosterone drops, your energy becomes unpredictable. 10 minutes every morning. No cost, no equipment, just you and the sky. That's the cheat code everyone ignores because it sounds too simple. The most powerful systems usually do. That's the HIMCODE.